So this, from today, we are going to, it's a part of this text, we are going to understand this Sankhya Yoga. Sankhya Yoga says there is nothing about mysticism. If electron, proton, and neutron in an atom is a mysticism, then entire spirituality is full of mysticism. So this Sankhya Yoga teaches us that if you are committed, sincere seeker, the primary qualifications are the same. And then you follow this master, which is a brief part of this text. So we will cover in 6 or 7 lessons. I don't know, it takes about 2 years to fully appreciate the Sankhya Yoga. 2 years means that if you study every day 2 or 3 hours. But anyhow, I will just make it very crisp and, you know, we go to the, I went to the fry and so crisp apple. I will make it crisp. So let us start. Sa Shri Namah Shri Shankarananda. Salutation to Sri Shankara. No, qualification is coming. The embodiment of bliss and wisdom. Guru Padam Bhujanmani. To the lotus feet of the Guru, keeping aside our ego. That is the essence. I'm talking of the essence. Savilasa Mahamoha, addressing the great play of delusion that entangles the mind. So now I become aware that all my anxiety, stress, duality, conflict, all my busyness is because of the delusion. Then what should my sole function of the teacher or the Eastern wisdom, what is that? Graha grasaika karmani, recognizing the sole function of the wisdom to remove the delusion. So when we remove the delusion, we are into where we are? We are into an awakened state. This is what the master is saying. So let us, that is where I translate a simple practice of poise in acronym. P is the presence. You all are present? Ask yourself, presence. You all are present means you have a presence. Huh? We have a presence means that you notice the thought, feeling, and emotions are coming and going in your mind. You are a neutral observer. So the P letter is the presence you notice, and when you notice, from there you extract observer. Oh, yes, I can notice. I am an observer. And what I observe is separate and different from me. Is it not mathematical? Basically, I designed this poise practice from the Sankhya Yoga, from the blessing of the master Kapila. And once you start noticing, you reveal you are an observer of all the thought, feeling, emotions. Why only thought, feeling, and emotions? You are an observer of the pain also. Have you not said millions of times that I experience the pain? So whatever we think, speak, experience belongs to the mind, not to me. So I'm an observer of the pain also, pleasure also, duality also, conflict also, marriage also, divorce also, all the experiences. And then comes the investigate the flow. What that means, the I letter, P-O-I-S-E, I letter. I means that when we investigate the flow, what it means. I'm giving you a phrase which you are well versed. You cannot step into the same water. Means this mind, body, breath, intellect, ego, every event is continuous in nature. It continues. That is the very nature of what is not me. That is the meaning of investigate. Because you are investigating, you still remain as an observer. But you become one with the flow. And when you become one with the flow, today flow, bad morning. Yesterday flow, oh, it was a good day. Day after, I'm going to get married. You see the flow? You are not the flow. Investigate the flow. I letter means you investigate the flow and you find out. What do you find out? You are not the flow. You are an observer of the flow. And there you find the letter S is the spaciousness. The spaciousness is acknowledged. In that space, when you drop any Mangala Charan mantra or simply drop, you find the space and you simply cognize Om Shanti, means I'm the peace. So you are deliberately recognizing that you are the peace in that space. But as long as we do not discover that space, we do not reach there. You see how long we have to go and how fast we can go. And then embody the letter E, embody the peace. So you say Om Shanti, you recognize there is a cognition, and you embody. Done. That is the poise practice. Now you should, it is always better when you do it regularly, you will understand that which step or which letter of the acronym your mind is not following. So it is always good to follow this poise practice. So you have done the presence P, own your observer O, investigated the flow I, spaciousness S, embody peace E. Now, when you have completed, it is always good idea that you go back wherever the mind is lacking. Uh, you are feeling the absence in a session. How come? Because some thoughts happened yesterday or maybe from the past memories overwhelming you. So you have to return to the prey. Am I noticing? Am I noticing these crazy thoughts are overwhelming me? So this poise practice, you may be able to do it for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, and during the day. Why you will discover, you will understand and discover what is to be done for awakening and realization. Once you understand it, that very understanding, our great master Kapila says, that very understanding. And now open your eyes. So I already laid an introduction to this great master Kapila. This master was born 700 BC. 700 BC means before Christ. Before Christ means you had 700 years plus 2026. He is known as the founder of Sankhya Yoga. There is a Patanjali Yoga, there is a Sankhya Yoga. I will not talk about it. We have one of the six classical systems of Eastern wisdom. And every approach is unique. Goal is the same, to find the real self and to live into that state. First thing. Now come to the second. He is a polymath. He's a master of many trades. Great master. Who has been referred by all the other masters. Do you know Kapila Muni? It's a name. So now come that why he named Sankhya. One meaning of Sankhya is a number. It's a number. Why number only? Why he named it? The essence of five is five. Example. No, but 5 minus 1, but the 5 still remains 5. That is for your convenience. 5 plus 1, the 5 still remains 5. The very essence of 5 remains 5. So the master says, this is the approach you have to take to find the real self. Another meaning of the Sankhya is the right perception. Wherever you see the shape 5, you know it. So it is the right perception. And Kapila is one of the who says, let's stop waving your hands about mystery and count the actual principles that will help you to reach to an awakened state. Don't wave your hands towards mysticism and God and etc. He even brushed aside. But later on, we will talk about this. So first he talks about the two eternal foundations of the Sankhya system. It starts with the P. One is Purusha and the second is Prakriti. I told you that it takes 2 years to understand each and every nitty and gritty of this. And in these 2 years, you start changing, you start transforming. But I will just cover in 6 or 7 lessons because we are focused on this text. I learned it from another master, not my own master, for about 3 years. I was crazy, I was not able to grasp. So instead of 2 years, it took me 3 years. Come to the two principles, the Purusha and the Prakriti. Purusha. Purusha is beyond cause and effect. Purusha means the pure consciousness. Do you have a consciousness? Yes. Do I have a consciousness? Yes. It is, it is affected by anything? No. Your consciousness, my consciousness, that consciousness is only one. How can you say, well, if my consciousness is affected and your consciousness is affected, for example, today is Saturday. So if your consciousness was affected on Monday this week, so for example, Jerry number 1, on Tuesday, you are Jerry number 2, 3, 4, today it is 6. So you have 6 different personalities. Are you getting it? Because it is because of that consciousness, I am able to recognize I am only one. Mind is divided. I am only one. We will talk about it. Purusha. Purusha means that is independent, that is beyond cause and effect. It is always there. Purusha. Purusha is that. Purusha means the pure consciousness, or you can say real self. So I have to awaken to the real self. That is what we are doing. Prakriti. Out of the 25 elements, we are talking of the two elements at present. Prakriti means it constantly, Prakriti as such undergoes many modifications. Modifications means changes. Changes means cause and effect relationship. Some of the elements stops, they do not have a further effect. Some of the elements have cause and effect continues. Cause and effect continues. I'm coming to the answering your question of element. Element. Traditionally, so this master Kapila is an engineer of liberation, engineer of awakening, engineer of realization. He doesn't ask you to believe. He asks you to see, have a right perception, to discern between the Prakriti and the Purusha. There is a mixture. There is a mixture of the Prakriti and a Purusha, and because of that mixture, you are not able to recognize who you are. You have to simply understand, and you live the awakened life. So, what he did? So, he said, like science, like chemistry, we have like physics, we have a periodic table. We have how much, I think Dennis knows, maybe 118 elements. We have 118 elements. That includes gold, oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, etc., etc. These elements. Uh, these elements, the science finds it. That is how they created a periodic table. I'm giving you one example. This week you have to find 50 examples while living daily life. Then only those 2 years will be reduced to few weeks. One example, just as carbon appears in diamond and also the coal, the essence of carbon is present. We give the value of a diamond and we don't give too much value to the coal. Carbon appears in a diamond and a coal, the same mental element. I'm comparing. You have to contemplate this. Same mental element appears in pride, in shame, in hurt, in pleasure, in pain, in listening, in talking, in moving the body. What is that essence? We'll come to that. I'm just giving you an introduction of this. Different forms. Huh? Look at the girls are so beautiful. I'm not so. Same element. Element is the same. How come? That is what we are going to understand the 25 elements. Did you understand what I said? As carbon is present, or simply organic compounds, it is made up of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. They are present in our uh, uh, protein, huh? In your protein, in your fatty acids and carbohydrates. That essence, that is what you're talking, yes. You have to take this example and contemplate and reflect. Bold question and bold answer by this master. Master says, can matter and consciousness be understood together? Master says yes. This master says yes. You can understand. Master says, Kapila, this master who lived 2,700 years ago, 700 years before the Christ he was born, he says there is a pure mathematical relationship between matter and the consciousness. As if consciousness and neurons could be put on the same whiteboard. You can put the neurons, we modern science talks about neurons and neurotransmitter, etc. Neuro is a matter. It's a gray matter. Like plotting body temperature and mood on one chart. Can you put it? Yes. Revolutionary, master. Sankhya suggests we can track body elements, subtle elements, subtle elements, mind, ego, intellect. Physical elements, body. One coherent system, great scientist, Kapila. Long before laboratory and particle we discovered, a particle we discovered, electron, proton, and neutron, long before, 2,700 years ago. Kapila is introduced as a master who built a cosmic periodic table with the 25 elements by which we understand the entire cosmos, entire planetary system, our body, mind, intellect, and ego, and our real nature. I've already explained about what is Sankhya. No mysticism, nothing, no vagueness. But you have to understand each and every part, then only the vagueness will be removed. So it clarifies what the world is made up of, what I am made up of. And you apply this in the, if you believe in God, so you will understand that God is present everywhere. He's so clear. But we have to be a seeker to understand. If we are not a seeker, then we uh, yeah, we know what the mouse is made up of. Do we know what regret, what love, what emotions is made up of? This master clarifies. I'm just this is today is an introductory part. Like H2O, two atoms of hydrogen, one atom of oxygen makes the water. Then go little deeper at the subtler level. Hydrogen has two atoms, oxygen has one atom. Go little deeper, electronic configuration of hydrogen. If I'm not mistaken, if I still remember the chemistry, Dennis will correct me. One electron, when one electron moves around, and one neutron, no, further go deeper down, we have the electron, and then ultimately what? No, no, they are not particles. They also act as a as a energy. They also act as a wave. You see the size, the same way we will go. Oh, my emotion of anger, my emotion of love. Oh, this is so. Can we reach there? Yes, we can reach there. Only through the 25 elements, yes. Not through 118 elements. They have not even understood the mind science. The modern science mapped the bricks of a matter. Kapila mapped the architecture of my experience and then gently asked, now do you know who you are? Yes, I know, Master. That is the beauty of this Master. So I think I should go further. I should go further. Ah, first answer, he questions that our life is not random. I still remember that master who taught me this Sankhya system. He's no more. And I could see the glow on his face when he used to explain it, as if he is abiding in the real self. So, why my life is not random? Answer comes from this mm, master, where he says the effect already exists in the cause. Liberation and awakening begins when Purusha, observer, stops mistaking the effect for itself. Little typical language, but I'm talking, this is an effect of something inside. Mind has the knowledge and the memory, and it is coming out. Hmm? So, observer inside me stops mistaking the effect for itself. Don't worry about it. I'll explain. I'll make it simpler. It is like the seed in the tree. Nothing comes from nothing. That is very clear. So now the first problem you have solved of all the religion, they are not able to answer the questions. you know, we answer it clearly. Nothing comes out of nothing. This Master Kapila says, don't worry about, no magic, only unfolding. What is unfolding? A tree is already hidden in the seed. Time and conditions simply unroll it. Seed of this crazy guy was always existence in the cosmos. From the cosmos, it went to my parents 67 or 68 years ago, and from it was unrolled. Is there any problem of understanding this? So, mind case is also the same. Yes, everyone's case is the same. But how to understand it? That's what we are doing it. Like the tree is already hidden in the seed, and when you sow the seed, time, conditions, event, did you understand? Are you getting some idea? 67 years ago, from that cause, went to my parents, and this crazy was born. Not a random. Life is not random. When this body is going to fall, it is very well known. We can also know it. So the effect pre-exists in the cause. Did you understand? Effect. The tree pre-exists in the seed. Causes can be understood and realigned. So when you understand these causes, you circuit it, you create it, you understand this very circuit, you are already there. So how to understand that circuit? You can understand a map of reality of 25 elements. One witness, one observer, one knower, one is the pure consciousness, one is the root nature, 23 are the effective effects. So it becomes the 25 elements. Your mind may be saying, tell me very fast, what are the 25 elements? We have to go step by step, otherwise you will not understand. You will confuse yourself. We already have a lot of delusion in our mind. And then delusion will challenge. But because you have not understand the systematic approach, so that is why. So to move you from I am this mess, I am this mess, I am in stress. So no move from I am this stress to this stress is just a play of the Prakriti. It is not me. And the moment you recognize, you have a cognitive understanding, your anxiety drops, your duality drops. Effect already exists in the cause. Awakening begins when seer, Purusha, stops mistaking the effect for itself. I don't consider that I'm a speaker, finished. Then I have nothing, I have no guilt, I have no problem. My hands will not shake, my legs will not shake while talking. I'm none of them. Can I reach to that? Yes, we can reach that. What is that state? That state is awakening. How can we reach? That is what we are doing. The 25 ways the universe has built us. It's also a periodic table of consciousness and matter. Mercury is also an element in the periodic table, and oxygen is also an element. Oxygen is a gas in the same periodic table. You see, Mercury. And then we have which one? I should name the solid iron. Iron is also there, solid, liquid, and gas. So it appears outside, but they are basically elements. We agree to that. We understand that. So why not we have to understand that there are 25 elements. One of the element is mind, another element is intellect. We'll talk about it. So once we understand, we find this periodic table clearly, we stop living as a mysterious blob called me. Oh, I don't understand me. No, I can understand easily what is happening to me. That is the beauty of this. So, by learning the two pillars, I'm focusing today on the two pillars Prakriti, Purusha. Purusha is the pure consciousness, and Prakriti is the inert matter that goes under many modifications, means 23 modifications. 24th is the Prakriti, and 25th is the Purusha. So, how these modifications we undergo, that once I understand the very process, I can understand my emotion of anger, emotion of love, emotion of infatuation, emotion of duality, emotion of. So when I understand that this emotion is going to cause me the anxiety, I will not be. I'm behind that. I'm behind the root of the anxiety. I know the cause. No anxiety now. No stress, no duality, no conflict. Does it blow your mind? My goodness, is that system? Yes. Then you know why do I react like this? To get started, download the Google Home app on a phone or Google Home app. I did not set up. Can matter in the consciousness be graphed, mapped together? Answer is big yes. Big yes. Two pillars. Again, I'm explaining in a different way. Two pillars. First pillar is this, you can say seer, you can say real self, you can say Purusha. Purusha. Purusha beyond cause and effect. It has no cause and effect. Moment it has an effect, it means it undergoes a change. So it is unchanging. The real self is unchanging. It is of the nature of peace, happiness, love, truth, and wisdom. I have repeated millions of times during the last 6 years. Oh, let us understand in a different way. Just metaphor is not exactly the same, but it gives you some idea to think and to reflect and to get an insight. Imagine a power outlet. Power outlet is Purusha, and a device is the Prakriti. Without the device, no show. Without the power, this is simply plastic. Did you understand that? What you are saying? What I am saying is that you are not just a device, you are deeply connected to the power behind it. You have to discover that power behind it. So, as a seeker, we must learn the Purusha, pure consciousness, which is a non doer. It is simply present. Presence of that consciousness, everything, I'm able to speak because of that presence. It is a non doer. And Prakriti is the doer. But I'm not the Prakriti. It is active, creative, but unconscious. So the first pillar, you can see the screen of the TV that never changes, Purusha, movies of your, and the movies of my life is placed on it, it is Prakriti. The silent screen inside me. Movies of my life, childhood, memories, today's worry, tomorrow's hope, all change. The fact you know them. You know them, but you are not them. It's very easy to understand. It's very easy to recognize. Cognitive understanding. I've been using Purusha, pure consciousness, the unchanging I that sees, never acts, never changes. It is present. Because if it acts, it will change. It will change, then it will have a cause and effect. When it will have a cause and effect, then that I will forget what I did yesterday. Because that I was different than this I. But it never happens. It is our common experience. Don't think what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the real I. I'm not talking about your ego I. I was in stress yesterday. No, I'm not talking behind that. And the pillar number two is the Prakriti, the ever dancing stuff of life. My body cells is changing, mind is changing, intellect is changing, ego is changing, brain is changing, neurons are changing. The science, we agree with the science. Kapila, in those days, agreed with the science. It's a primordial stuff from which the body, brain, not only that, thought, feeling, emotions. So that is the Prakriti, that is the Prakriti. Now question comes, what is the question? Okay, you have already explained, I have understood how this world is created. By Prakriti and Purusha. They appear to be fused together. Appear. Matter cannot become consciousness, consciousness cannot become matter, but they appear to be fused together. How can you say? Can you give an example? Hot, red, iron ball. Fire entered into the black iron ball. It has become red. Red is an appearance. You leave the iron ball in the just outside, and it returns to its original nature of iron. Fire goes back, so they fuse together. But this master gives such a beautiful metaphor and example. Every master uses when they go deeper into it. So he says there is a lame, disabled, can see but cannot walk, you know, cannot walk, lame. And blind can walk but can't see. Blind can walk but cannot see. Did you understand these two people? Now link it with the Purusha in Prakriti. Purusha sees. Purusha is an observer, it's a seer, but it's not moving because if it moves, it will change. If it moves, then it is changing. This master, in those days, Purusha says, no, Purusha. Purusha sees, seer, but not moving. Prakriti moving, but not seeing. Prakriti moving, but not seeing. Together, they produce a functioning world. No, you did not understand. Let me give you an example. Our life is this combo: blind activity plus borrowed awareness. The disaster begins when awareness thinks, when Purusha thinks, I'm a speaker, I'm speaking, I'm moving my gesture, I'm talking to you. When that, when that Purusha thinks I'm speaking, is a brave, it's a blunder, is a mistake, is an ignorance, it is a delusion. So I'm not speaking. Yes, I'm not speaking at all. You think that I'm speaking, I'm not speaking at all. Why? Because I'm Purusha. What you are talking. You have been speaking for so long and you say, let us understand. Purusha, I told you. Purusha, Purusha, lame, can see, cannot walk. Blind man can walk, can't see, can walk. Blind can walk. Legs are totally ready. So the lame guy sits on the shoulders of the Prakriti, says, okay, let us start. That is how the manifestation of the word takes place. Now I gave real life examples. Real life examples. Yes. You're lying on the bed. For example, with the flu, body is heavy, joints aching, no strength to move. Yet you clearly know there is a pain here, fever here, weakness here. The knowing does not hurt, your body hurts. The knower is not hurt, your body hurts. Are you getting it? Body is a blind man, can walk, act, but has no knowing of its own. Body does not have its consciousness of its own. And awareness is a lame man, can see clearly, but itself doesn't lift a finger. Are you getting it? Absorbing it. I told you 3 years, but I'll just compress it in 6 or 7 lessons because we have to focus on this. Body is the blind man can walk and act, but who no knowing of its own. And awareness is the lame man in me, can see clearly, but itself doesn't lift a finger. So both, you combine both, you get what you get. I am sick. That I am lame. Sickness and etc. is fused together, is the blind. The trouble starts when awareness forgets its nature and it says, I am this sick body. That is why I'm not attending the session. No, you must attend the session because you are sick. We are understanding how Kapila, our master, he is answering how this word manifest. Take another example of our habit. Another example. Sometimes someone criticizes you. Before you decide, before you decide, again I'm using, before you decide, your mouth snaps, your heart races, you face heat. The reaction came from the conditioning, years of habit, insecurities, and old stories. Later you say, I don't know why I said that. I knew better. Habitual mind, body pattern, habitual mind minus the body pattern. Blind man walks but doesn't really see the truth or a long-term consequences. Inner clarity that knows this is not wise. Lame man, blind man, lame man. Combination of the two. That is what we say world is. That is how I express I'm in stress, I have a lot of problem, you are crazy, you are good, I got married, I'm single, I'm divorced, etc., etc., etc. All those, all those elements, you know. So remember, these elements are nothing like, is there iron in my phone? Yes. It is in the car? Yes. Is it in the house? Yes. Same way. We will continue to compare. When the reaction is happening, awareness sits on the shoulders of the blind habit. A functioning person appears, disaster begins when the awareness thinks this blind habit is me. I am this anger. Instead of anger happen in my prakriti. Prakriti is not me, prakriti is matter, is unconsciousness. We are still understanding this part is very important, how the world manifests. So the entire world of manifested. A part of you, example for younger generation, you know, we have a younger one here. So a part of you sees scrolling till 2 in the morning hurts my mind and health. Yet night after night, the thumb keeps scrolling, eyes keeps watching, body keeps obeying the urge. The next morning you say, why did I do this again? Can you figure out which one is the lame and which one is the blind? So that you will understand clearly. Seeing the pattern and its cost is the lame. Pursa's reflection in the intellect. And compulsive urge and motor habit, blind. It means habitual. I'm blind. Simply, I'm blind. I'm angry. I'm simply blind. Now, can you understand all the religions say, don't be angry, don't blame, don't complain? From their perspective, we are very clear. We are mathematics. So when the awareness thinks it is the legs, the story becomes I am weak, I am hopeless. Uh, why I am hopeless? I've been scrolling every day and I don't stop it. Even then, I know that. Do you see that? Beauty of this. Remember, 2,700 years ago, Kapila, Kapila, a wave of sadness or jealousy comes. Now, we are just talking in a different way, the elements, 25 elements. And then I will tell you that this element is here, this element is here. That's why you have a problem. So a wave of sadness and jealousy comes. Thoughts like, no one cares about me, no one cares about me, or they are better than me. part of you can see these thoughts are too much, is it not? Parts of which, we are aware these thoughts are too much. This is a mood, it is not the whole truth. What is the mood? Is sadness or jealousy? No one cares about me, it's just about the mood. Why you claim that this is you? I'm just giving very simple examples so that you can understand. Then we can easily move towards 25 elements. Mood plus thought minus, or mood plus thought stream. Blind man. Moving but not truly seeing the reality. I'm in a good mood, I'm in a bad mood, plus thought and quiet recognition. This is just a state. A lame man, seeing but not moving. That is the world we are living into that world. It is all about Prakriti and Purusha. But we have to go a little deeper to understand the entire mm, process of cosmic periodic, spiritual periodic table. Ah, now you see, I am unlovable, I'm inferior. It's a disaster version. That is the world. And wise version, a tamasic and a rajasic wave is walking through my prakriti. Now you see, I have solved the problem. So it means tamasic and rajasic wave is walking. Let me move it into sattvic. I'm lovable everywhere. I have nothing to think about that I'm inferior. No issue. Done. I create the crazy world for me, and I create the good world for me. What a great master, this Kapila. Kapila, there is something moving, Prakriti, the blind walker. Can the blind walk without the help? But there is something knowing this is happening. It is the Purusha's light, the pure consciousness, like the lame seer, the lame perceiver, the lame observer. Now define your life. Life works because they combine. Because life only works because they combine. We are only talking about the two elements at present. Once we talk of the 25 elements, everything becomes clear. But where is the problem? The suffering begins when Purusha forgets its role and starts believing, I'm only the legs, I don't have the legs, how can I walk? I'm single, that is why I'm frustrated, The same expression. We are talking of the elements present in the thought, feeling, emotions. I gave you a simple example of keep using the legs. What is the spiritual practice then? Keep using the legs, living and acting, playing your roles outside. I have spoken hundred of times. The moment you are living, you wake up in the world, start playing your role. Spiritual practice means keep using the legs more and more, live as the sight. Walking is happening through this Prakriti. I am the awareness that can see, learn, and gently redirect. What is the mistake? I am the pain. I am frustrated. I am crazy. This is the problem. I label it. Something happens to the body. I am broken. Mind is sad. I am ruined. No, it is a part of Prakriti. It is not you. You are Purusha. No suffering. No suffering you can experience when you claim that you are suffering because you give an I tag, capital I means I am tag to the Prakriti. That is why you are suffering. Otherwise, as such, there is no suffering at all. You give an I tag to the matter. That is what we are going to understand. We have yet to cover 25 elements. I've been repeating, so don't be in a hurry. I can't see. No, you still can see that your eyes cannot see. One is Purusha, other is Prakriti. Do you see that? Do you see I'm changing the language and everything? Oh, becomes clear. I can't breathe. No. Lungs. Why I am giving I-ness to the lungs, I-ness to the eyes, I-ness to the mood swing to the mind. Come on. You first you become crazy and you make others crazy. You have to understand this lame and the blind again and again and again. And you try this. The moment you are frustrated, the moment you have any anxiety, and you say, okay, where is the lame and where is the blind? So what the master is saying that your life is a cosmic chemistry periodic table. I'm using the different words, so you have to extract the meaning. Your life is a cosmic chemistry periodic table. You are the scientist. You are not the acid spill. Kapila says you are a Kapila doesn't say that you are a mess. It says here are the 25 parts. Now stop blaming the whole lab for one leaky beaker. What is the leaky beaker? My anxiety, my stress. So very deeper. But if you are a seeker, it's very simple. But if you are not a seeker, then you say, what a crazy step. Let me live into my. I will bring an hand and then I will ask you to share your experiences. Uh, one guy, initially, two people were attending together as a private lesson almost 3 to 4 years ago. And then they separated, and one guy continued to attend my sessions. The second guy uh, called me and he said, my wife is expecting a delivery 3 years ago. You see that, I have a great responsibility. I said, yes. I also made my mood very like this. No, no, you have a greater responsibility, as if he is going to deliver the baby. So I said, okay, I'm okay with it. Don't worry, don't feel sad about it that you are not attending this session with me, as long as I can continue with my basic needs. Now, after a year, he has the second child. So he told his friend that, I'm really crazy. What happened to me? I don't know what to do. What to do? You conceived, you delivered. What to do? A perfect example of Prakriti and Purusha. Now he is frustrated. Did anyone did the mistake to deliver the baby? I don't see my Prakriti and Purusha. This is what happens. Yes, let us see. Dennis, you want to start sharing?
Uh, I think this world that we all experience is driven by the cause and effect principle, where every event and every change is both an effect of the previous cause and the cause for the future effect. And there is a strict correspondence where every particular effect corresponds to a particular cause. Uh, the example that is oftenly given is if we put a glass of water in the microwave, it will boil and it will not freeze. It means that there is no randomness in the material world
Yes.
or in the Prakriti, and even the slightest change is predefined, pre-programmed, preconditioned by previous causes. And having said that, I think we can reliably infer that there is no freedom in the world of Prakriti or in the material world, because all causes are already there, and these specific causes will produce only these specific effects. So there is no freedom to produce something else other than what was pre-programmed. But then there is an entity that is totally independent of the material world. It is the consciousness or Purusha. It is not affected by this cause and effect principle, and therefore it is 100% free. It is not limited by anything. But at the same time, it cannot act. It can only observe, because acting is possible only within this cause and effect chain. And when observing, it can mistakenly identify itself with the observed or with the material world. And this is the beginning of the false I, where the observer starts giving up his freedom. He forgets that his real nature is observation, not acting. But luckily, we can easily reclaim the freedom because it is always there. We can reclaim it just by remembering that we are not the one who acts, we are the one who observes.
Beautifully. That is why I have been repeating. Buddha said the mindfulness is just remembering, recalling who I am. You beautifully said this cause and effect lies in the Prakriti, not in the Purusha. Why? Purusha is beyond cause and effect. It is not impacted by it. But when I claim I am the Prakriti, then I'm always affected. Then I marry, then I remarry, and then I'm into anxiety, then I'm into stress, a lot of stuff. And that is what the world is. That is what the world is. I gave an example. He had the second child and he is worried about the second child. Look at why it is a world. Because look at those people who do not have an issue. They are worried about it. They are concerned. He is not thankful. He is thankless. What the hell? I did the mistake. Yes, you did the mistake. You see, the world of disparities, it will come under these 25 elements. Yes, David and Jerry.
Thank you. Yeah, very interesting lesson. I enjoy. I think the two takeaways for me is we have to take everything down to its first principle. And a mentor of mine years ago taught me that in business, to take everything down to the first principle. Don't trust the surface, what's behind it. And I think that's the first step that we have to do with this practice is my takeaway. And then the second thing is just that opus, or that relationship between the portion of Prakriti is just kind of, it's got to be pure. And if it's not taken to the first principle, then there's not that pureness relationship between the two.
Yes, yes. The moment when the Purusha, when Purusha appears as Prakriti, that is the problem. Purusha appears as a Prakriti. Means what? Now I'm teaching you what you don't understand. You see? I made a statement. I'm teaching you, you don't understand. So that Purusha is consciousness only. It is not the speaker, it is not the teaching, and that part is the ego. I am aware of it, I am free. I am not aware, I am not free. Jerry.
Thank you, sir. The separateness that always has to be there, that knowing, we'll find it in the way we speak. First, the way we think, and then the way we speak. One thing I always recognize when you share this wisdom, it's always just like that. The masters say, Eastern wisdom says, consciousness is. You never say, I think, I'm telling you, believe me. And that's the way that Purusha always behaves in the world.
Yes.
Through us. That's how we'll think and speak. And when we do, then we don't identify and attach to the Prakriti. We see it and we care about it, and we find, I think you said something about it increases our awareness and our ability to subtly maybe diffuse that peace and that love and that wisdom through these bodies and mind and our action. But that's the most we can do. And it's not really a doing, it's just this natural Purusha that is always there before the body, during the body, after the body.
Yes. Yes, we will understand. You have spoken clearly. Yes. Deliberately I have to use, she picked up. I deliberately used to have in the past, but now it is so nice. Eastern wisdom says, my master says it. Because internally I have a realization that this is nothing is mine. I have not created anything. Not created anything. So can I maintain that awareness? When you maintain that awareness, you will feel relaxed and calm within you. It is just the job is done and finished. Let us move ahead. Samir, you want to say something?
Yes, sir. Sir, now the approach is totally changed. It is, I'm very sure and definite that peace attracts peace. Peace will attract peace. Before, my mind used to play victim card, that this is wrong with me, this is wrong with me, that is wrong with me. So I thought that by playing victim card, God will come and help me and change all the things in my life. But that was a totally wrong approach, which I followed. Because see, all the rivers fall in sea. So if there is peace, then peace will attract peace and peace will come. If I am in anxiety, then I will attract anxiety only. So that is the thing I should be cabinet of.
20 years ago, you were fully immersed in being a victim card. I cannot teach you this Sankhya Yoga. You should not have understood. But now you became a seeker, and then now you understand, and now you recognize and realize. We always play a victim card in our life, and I have a lot of problems. Why don't you understand? I cannot attend your session because I am busy. I'm busy accumulating stress. I'm busy getting anxiety. I'm busy. The world is full of anxiety. You rightly said 20 years ago I wanted, but there was no chance. You already know your behavior and your attitude, and now it has a tremendous change. That is how the thing works. How are you, Stephen?
Good, sir. Thank you. I have a tendency when we start these new lesson, new chapters, that I start overthinking everything, and contemplation, reflection just starts spinning out of control, and probably struggled through hearing a lot of it. So I need to listen more. But with the metaphors, I think I'm landed now on a point to where Purusha and Prakriti is distinctly different, but exist together.
Yes.
And with that being said, it's now the metaphors that you gave were just very powerful for me to understand that, and to know that of the awareness, and the true essence and our real self sits in the Purusha, and everything else that affects that peace, happiness is in the Prakriti.
Yeah.
And now it's just being able to take everything that we've learned, and I know that this is just the beginning. So it is what it is. That's where I'm at right now, and I'm stopping right there. So
Yes. It's a beautiful. The Purusha is of the nature of peace, happiness, love, truth, and wisdom. So it does not need to create and manifest anything. I am happy. Why should I tell you that I'm very happy? I am excited. That does not work. But the Prakriti does not have a property of happiness. That's why it keeps saying, I will get married, then I will be happy. I will divorce, then I will be happy. I have a bigger house, then I'll be happy. Are you understanding? That's a part of Prakriti. Oh, that's the Prakriti. Yes. When you say this, you blame someone, you play a victim card. Oh, it's all a Prakriti. You are not there, but you claim you are there, and that is the problem. Now you see one more idea that comes to my mind just struck. What is meditation? You say, you lay off the Prakriti. That is what the meditation is. You are abiding into that pure consciousness. You can express it as a thoughtlessness. You can express it as a emptiness. Oh, a lot of words are there. This Kapila has influenced. Buddha said once, there was a Kapila master who first taught meditation 700 years ago. So there's a difference of Buddha's birth and Kapila's around maybe 500 years. How are you, Christina?
Thank you, Girish. I feel I'm experiencing Prakriti is experiencing immense eagerness to learn more about this. But I would kind of feel like Steven, I'm like, there's so many things going through my head. I have so many questions, but I know that they will all be answered throughout these next couple of weeks. But what has stuck with me from the other day, or I think it was Thursday, you said about the awareness that is supporting your life. And that is really the Purusha, is the knower. It is seen, it is not moving, it is not changing. And that it feels like my brain is just like, it's clicking, and it's really fruitful. And I just feel so grateful to be able to be listening to these messages from your masters, from the masters and masters and masters and masters. And Eastern wisdom is just saving, and it could save a lot of people and from the pain that they experience. So thank you.
Beautifully, Christina. You see now, Jerry and we all know yoga. We teach yoga. You look at it. Sankhya yoga is borrowed. Kapila principles are borrowed by the Patanjali. Almost 50% of the principles of Patanjali Yoga Sutra is from the Sankhya. But anyhow, gradually we will move there. Yes, Vaibhav.
Thank you, sir. So I realized that if I keep associating myself with the events, then my experiences and my reactions will always be the same. It will never change. But if I see them as an observer, then there's a possibility to change my reactions.
Definitely. Definitely. Then what happens in the presence of awareness, in the presence of a father, the kids are doing their action very well protected. But when they mix up, then they create anger, anxiety, duality, conflict. Why? Because I am a doer. I am a doer. I no longer remain the knower. We'll talk about it. It is all play of 25 elements. Once you are 100% clear, purely spiritual periodic table, there's anger, okay, this is a mixture of this. And you say, okay, your anxiety is already gone. That is what we are, try to compress it in few sessions. Yes, Terry, where are you? Yes, here are you, yes.
I'm fine. I'm just
Did it blow your mind?
I'm just waiting for the rest.
Yes.
And I know the only thing that I hadn't that really seemed new to me was the idea that they're always linked. I never thought about that before, that they're two different things, but they're never found apart.
Yes.
They're always together. That's a new idea. So I have to think about that as we continue.
That idea started by this Kapila, great master, and everyone was surprised. They said, this is the real truth. Patanjali took it. Hundreds of masters took this idea and they developed their own processes. But every master stuck to the same, Purusha and Prakriti, lame and the blind, lame and the blind, the knower and the known. Can you maintain that awareness that I'm speaking? When you say that you are waiting for the other lectures, other talks, that is also an association with the Prakriti. It is a very kind association. But the Purusha is already present. Purusha is already knower. So that, but it comes by constant, consistent contemplation and reflection. Just you consistently contemplate and reflect, and you reach to a point where you say, oh, this is it. The world doesn't touch me. You will recognize, you will realize the world outside does not touch me. Relations do not touch me. Anxiety do not touch me. That is all. We'll meet again. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Namaste.
Namaste. Namaste.